Akufo-Addo has carved a niche for himself for clearing his appointees engaged in corrupt activities. He was speaking to Radio XYZ TV.
I'm not surprised because they actually have lost the fight against corruption. This president is not willing to fight corruption. And everybody knows that when you fight corruption, corruption fights back. And I mean, depending on who you are in his administration, I mean, you can do whatever you want and get away with it because he will personally clear you and, say that nothing untoward has happened. I mentioned the other day that there's a long list of cases of corruption, and yet he's not made anybody investigated. The Office of Special Prosecutor is his own baby, and yet he's tied the hands of the Special Prosecutor. We all know Mr. Amidu is a very vociferous lawyer, and I'm sure that if his hands were freed to really investigate these cases, he would have, gotten some prosecutions by now. And my point is that when you fight corruption, you need to do it so that it becomes a deterrent, so that others do not engage in it. And so, obviously, they've lost the fight. I mean, look at what has happened to Domelevo. Domelevo is seen as a very energetic Auditor General who has taken on, quite some high-profile issues. It is a constitutional body, and it's supposed to be independent of government in order that the occupant can do his job, properly. Unfortunately, this president, who's a lawyer, and must know the Constitution better than I, has asked the Auditor General to go on leave. It is the same as asking the EC Commissioner to go on leave or asking the Chief Justice to go on leave. That's the import of what he has done. And why has he done it? Just because Domelevo was investigating a person close to him, the senior minister, on the Kroll Associates matter. And it was time to go back to the court. So we noticed that he has accumulated leave, so let him go. And then he goes on leave and they change the locks in his office. I mean, when you go on leave and they change the locks in your office, it means there's no intention that you're coming back. So obviously, this government has lost the fight against corruption. Our people are tired of corruption. It demotivates them. And they want that a leader who is in office should not only investigate former appointees, but also investigate people who engage in corruption in his era.
Now, Mr. Mahama also promised to complete all abandoned projects within the first year of his administration. He also mentioned the fact that within the first year of his administration, he's not going to undertake any major construction of infrastructure.
And that's a tragedy.